There comes a time in life when we begin to see the world not just through the eyes of ambition, but through the wisdom of experience. In youth, attractiveness may be tied to appearance, but as we age, we realize that true beauty is something far deeper. It is the glow of a life well lived, the radiance of a heart that has known joy and sorrow, and the quiet strength of a soul that has endured and flourished. At 65, 70, or even 80, you are no longer defined by fleeting trends or superficial judgments. You are a rare gem, polished by time, shaped by challenges, and enriched by the knowledge that real attractiveness comes not from youth, but from the way you embrace life. Have you ever noticed how some people walk into a room and captivate everyone? Not because of their looks, but because of the energy they carry. That is the power of a life filled with purpose. When you nurture yourself, body, mind, and soul, you don't just exist, you shine. Today, we begin our journey into understanding the 6 hobbies that make you truly attractive in your golden years. These are not just pastimes. They are reflections of your spirit, your vitality, and your ability to inspire others. The first, and perhaps the most fundamental, is the way you care for your body. 1. Keeping your body active and healthy, the foundation of vibrance. Have you ever seen a tree standing strong despite the passing of seasons? Its roots are deep, its branches resilient, and its leaves vibrant even after decades of storms. This is what caring for your body does. It allows you to stand tall, to move with ease, and to live each day with strength and dignity. Aging is not the end of movement. It is the beginning of a new kind of grace. While youth relies on physical strength, true vitality comes from a well-maintained body and a spirit that refuses to be confined by age. The most attractive people in their later years are those who carry themselves with confidence, who walk with purpose, and who live with the quiet assurance that their body is still a vessel of energy, not limitation. But how do we achieve this? Walking, the simple secret to lifelong vitality. There is something profoundly poetic about a daily walk. Each step is a moment of presence, a rhythm that connects you to the earth, a quiet conversation between your body and your thoughts. Walking is not just exercise, it is a ritual of renewal. It strengthens the heart, improving circulation and keeping the body agile. It calms the mind, reducing stress and bringing clarity to your thoughts. It connects you with the world, whether it's through the rustling leaves of a park, the soft waves of a beach, or the familiar paths of your own neighborhood. A person who walks regularly carries themselves differently. There is a lightness in their step, an openness in their gaze, and a quiet energy that is undeniably attractive. B. Yoga, the harmony of body and soul. If walking is movement, yoga is balance. It teaches the body to be strong yet flexible, and the mind to be focused yet free. The wisdom of yoga lies in its ability to unify breath, movement, and thought, creating a sense of peace that radiates outward. It strengthens muscles without strain, ensuring that your body remains supple and resistant to injury. It sharpens awareness, bringing a meditative calm that helps you navigate life's challenges with grace. It fosters inner beauty, as the peace cultivated through yoga is reflected in the way you carry yourself. To practice yoga is to embrace a life of harmony. It is a reminder that age does not diminish strength. It simply teaches us a different way to access it. C. Pilates, the art of strength and stability. There is something compelling about a person who moves with effortless ease, someone whose posture is upright, whose movements are fluid, whose presence is confident. This is the gift of Pilates. It strengthens the core, the very foundation of movement and balance. It enhances posture, ensuring that you walk with elegance and composure. It improves flexibility, allowing you to remain active and independent in daily life. To practice Pilates is to refine the way you move through the world, and when you move with strength, you radiate confidence, a trait that is endlessly attractive, no matter your age, the deeper meaning of physical well-being. Some may ask, why does it matter? Why focus on the body when there are so many other aspects of life? The answer is simple. The body is the vessel that carries the mind and spirit. When you care for it, you are not just maintaining health, you are preserving freedom, dignity, and joy. A strong body allows you to play with your grandchildren, to travel without hesitation, to dance when the music plays. A healthy body means fewer limitations, fewer regrets, and more moments of truly living. A well-cared-for body reflects self-respect, the understanding that you are still worthy of attention, of admiration, and of love. Aging does not mean fading, it means evolving. And those who continue to care for themselves do not merely grow old, they grow luminous. A question for you. What will you choose? Will you let time dictate your limitations, or will you embrace movement, strength, and vitality? Because here is the truth. Attractiveness is not about youth. It is about presence. It is about the way you enter a room, the way you carry yourself, the way you inspire those around you simply by being fully, vibrantly alive. And if you have already embraced this lifestyle, then know this: you are not just living, you are shining. You are a rare gem. Stay with us as we continue exploring more ways to cultivate an extraordinary life at any age. The journey has just begun. There is a certain kind of brilliance that cannot be captured in youth, a radiance that belongs only to those who have lived, learned, and reflected. It is the glow of a sharp mind, a mind that remains curious, engaged, and ever hungry for wisdom. Attractiveness is not simply in the way a person looks, but in the way they think, in the way they speak, and in the depth of their understanding. A person who continues to learn, who seeks knowledge not out of necessity, but out of love, carries an aura of timeless magnetism. Have you ever met someone whose presence alone commands respect? Someone who does not need to raise their voice to be heard, because their words carry the weight of wisdom. That is the power of a cultivated mind, and that power is available to you at any age. Let us explore the ways in which keeping your mind active makes you not only wiser, but also infinitely more attractive. 2. Keeping your mind sharp through reading and discussion. A well-read person is never dull. They carry stories within them, ideas that spark conversation, and insights that turn ordinary discussions into profound exchanges. Reading is more than just a pastime. It is the nourishment of the intellect, the stretching of the imagination, and the sharpening of the soul. But reading alone is not enough. The true beauty of knowledge is in its exchange, in discussion, in debate, in the sharing of perspectives that challenge and refine our thinking. Let us explore why these habits make you not only intellectually rich, but also undeniably captivating. A reading, the window to endless worlds. A book is more than ink on paper. It is a doorway to places you have never been, conversations you have never had, and wisdom that spans across centuries. Reading keeps the mind agile. It forces the brain to process new information, make connections, and engage in deep thinking, all of which protect against cognitive decline. Reading deepens empathy. Whether it is literature, history, or philosophy, each book allows you to step into another person's world, broadening your understanding of human nature. Reading fuels conversation. Those who read regularly never run out of things to say, because they are always encountering new ideas, new perspectives, and new stories worth sharing. A person who reads is a person who remains engaged with life, refusing to settle into stagnation. And what is more attractive than someone who continues to grow? B. Discussion, the art of an engaging mind. There is something undeniably magnetic about a great conversationalist, someone who listens intently, speaks thoughtfully, and engages in meaningful dialogue. A person who can exchange ideas, challenge opinions, and explore different perspectives holds a kind of charm that is both rare and irresistible. Discussion sharpens the intellect. Engaging in thoughtful conversation forces the mind to stay active, refining thoughts and strengthening arguments. Discussion fosters connection. Sharing ideas, debating viewpoints, and listening to others create deep bonds, transforming acquaintances into lasting friendships. Discussion ensures relevance. A person who participates in meaningful conversations does not fade into the background of life. They remain present, impactful, and ever inspiring. A well-spoken, well-read individual carries an aura of authority, not through force, but through wisdom. They draw people in not because they demand attention, but because they deserve it, the lasting allure of a mind that never stops learning. Some say that youth is the time for learning, and old age is the time for remembering. But the truth is, those who remain students of life never grow old, they only grow richer. A mind that continues to learn remains youthful, even as the body ages. A mind that seeks wisdom commands respect, even in the company of the young. A mind that shares knowledge leaves behind a legacy that outlives its owner. Attractiveness, in its deepest sense, is not about smooth skin or perfect features. It is about depth. It is about carrying within you a universe of thoughts, stories, and ideas. So, ask yourself, when was the last time you read something that changed your perspective? When was the last time you had a conversation that truly challenged your thinking? When was the last time you let curiosity lead you to something new? Because here is the truth. The most attractive people are those who never stop growing. And if you are one of them, then you are not just living. You are thriving. You are a rare gem. Stay with us as we continue uncovering more ways to cultivate an extraordinary life at any age. The journey is just beginning. There are two kinds of people in this world: those who live life as it comes, and those who transform life into something extraordinary. The difference between the two is not wealth or power, but the ability to create. To create is to leave a mark, to shape the world in your own unique way. Some do it with words, weaving stories that capture the essence of human experience. Others do it with colors, painting emotions that words cannot express. And some find their voice in melodies, allowing music to speak where language falls short. Have you ever noticed how the most captivating individuals are those who express themselves? They don't just live, they share, they inspire, they leave behind something that lasts. Creativity is not just about making art, it is about revealing the depth of your soul. And that, more than anything, is what makes a person truly attractive. Let us explore how unlocking creativity through painting, writing, and music can make you more vibrant, more fulfilled, and undeniably magnetic. 3. Unlocking creativity through art, writing, and music. Creativity is the bridge between the heart and the world. It is a language that speaks beyond time, beyond words, beyond generations. Whether you paint, write, or play music, you are not merely engaging in a hobby, you are shaping something that will outlive you. A painting, the silent language of the soul. A brush stroke is more than just a streak of color. It is a whisper of the heart, a thought captured in form, a memory preserved on canvas. Painting is a mirror to the soul. It reflects emotions that cannot be spoken, thoughts that cannot be put into words. Whether it is the warmth of a sunrise or the sorrow of a passing storm, every painting tells a story. Painting teaches patience and mindfulness. To create art is to slow down, to observe the world with deeper appreciation, to notice the small details that others overlook. Painting leaves a legacy. Long after words are forgotten, art remains. A painting, a sketch, a simple stroke of color, these things can outlive their creator, carrying their spirit forward. A person who paints does not simply exist in the world. They shape the world. They bring beauty where there was none, meaning where there was silence. And that ability, to create something from nothing, is a rare and powerful gift. B. Writing, the immortality of words. There are moments in life too precious to forget, lessons too valuable to be lost. Writing allows us to capture them, to preserve them, to pass them on. Writing gives voice to wisdom. At this stage in life, you hold stories that no one else does, stories of love and loss, of victory and defeat, of lessons learned in ways only experience can teach. Writing allows you to share that wisdom with future generations. Writing clarifies the mind. To write is to think deeply, to organize thoughts, to reflect on what truly matters. A person who writes gains clarity, focus, and understanding. Writing builds a legacy. A book, a journal, even a simple letter can outlive its writer. Long after you are gone, your words can still touch lives, still inspire, still guide those who come after you. Have you ever written down your thoughts, your experiences, your lessons? If not, consider this. The most powerful words ever spoken were once just ink on a page. And your words, too, have the power to shape lives. See, music, the universal language of emotion. Music does not ask for permission to enter the heart. It simply does. A melody can stir memories long forgotten. A song can bring tears where silence could not, and a simple note can carry more meaning than 1,000 words. Music connects generations. A song from your youth, a tune played on the piano, a melody hummed on a quiet afternoon. These things create bonds that transcend age. Music is healing. It soothes the mind, lifts the spirit, and brings comfort in times of loneliness or sorrow. Music makes a person unforgettable. A person who sings, who plays an instrument, who appreciates the beauty of sound, carries a charm that is both rare and timeless. Have you ever noticed how people are drawn to those who create music? It is not about talent. It is about the passion, the emotion, the ability to touch something deep within another person's heart. That is the power of music. Creativity, the mark of a soul that refuses to fade. Some may say, I am not an artist, I am not a writer, I am not a musician. But here's the truth. Creativity is not a skill, it is a spirit. It is the willingness to express, to share, to create something that carries a piece of you. A person who embraces creativity never grows dull. They remain vibrant, alive, constantly exploring the endless ways to shape the world around them. A creative soul never fades into the background of life. They continue to inspire, to leave beauty in their wake. A creative soul is never lonely. They always have their art, their words, their music to keep them company. A creative soul is never forgotten. What they create remains long after they are gone. So ask yourself, have you ever considered picking up a brush just to see what appears? Have you ever written a letter to your future generations to let them know what life has taught you? Have you ever let music flow from your hands, from your voice, from your heart? Because here is the truth. The most attractive people are not those who are merely seen, but those who make others feel. And if you are one of them, then you are not just living. You are leaving a legacy. You are a rare gem. Stay with us as we continue uncovering more ways to cultivate an extraordinary life at any age. The journey is just beginning. There is a wisdom that only comes with age, a deep understanding that the greatest treasures in life are not material things, but experiences. It is not the house we live in, the wealth we accumulate, or the possessions we hold that define us, but the places we have seen, the people we have met, and the memories we carry. Life is a book, and every page we turn adds to the story of who we are. Some choose to read only one chapter, staying within the familiar, the predictable, the safe. Others, those with a spirit that refuses to fade, continue to explore, to seek, to discover. These are the people whose eyes still sparkle with wonder, whose hearts remain open to the endless beauty of the world. At 65, 70, or 80, travel is no longer about checking destinations off a list. It is about something deeper, a way of keeping the soul young, the mind sharp, and the spirit alive. Have you ever felt the thrill of stepping into a new place, breathing in an unfamiliar scent, hearing a language that is not your own? Have you ever stood before a vast ocean, a towering mountain, or an ancient ruin and felt, for a moment, the incredible vastness of life? This is why travel, in any form, makes you more attractive. It is not just about where you go, but about the openness, the curiosity, and the passion for life that it represents. 4. Exploring the world through travel and experiences. You do not need to journey across continents to be a traveler. To travel is not merely to move from one place to another. It is to remain open to the unknown, to welcome change, and to embrace the beauty of discovery. There are many ways to bring this sense of exploration into your life, and each one enriches not only your own soul, but the lives of those around you, seeing the world, the power of new horizons. There is something transformative about stepping beyond what is familiar. Every journey, no matter how big or small, is a reminder that life is vast, that there is always something new to learn, and that we are never too old to be amazed. Travel expands the mind. Seeing how others live, tasting new foods, and witnessing different cultures teach us that there is no single way to experience life. We gain wisdom not just from books, but from the world itself. Travel deepens gratitude. When we see places of great beauty, we feel humbled. When we see places of hardship, we feel thankful. Travel reminds us of both the wonders and the struggles of the world. Travel keeps the spirit young, the excitement of a new adventure, the thrill of stepping into the unknown. These are the feelings of youth, and those who continue to seek them never truly grow old. But what if faraway journeys are not possible? B. Local adventures, the beauty in the familiar. The world is not just beyond the ocean or across borders. It is in the small corners of your own town, in the hidden gems of your own neighborhood, in the places you pass every day but have never truly explored. A simple walk in nature can feel like stepping into a new world. The rustling of leaves, the chirping of birds, the way the sunlight dances on the water, all of these are small journeys for the soul. A visit to a nearby museum, a historical site, or even a cafe you have never entered before can bring new perspectives. Curiosity does not need a passport. It simply needs an open heart. A drive to a neighboring town, a picnic in a park, a moment spent watching the sunset in a place you have never noticed before. These are all forms of travel. The key is not in the distance, but in the willingness to see with fresh eyes. Have you ever walked a street you thought you knew, and suddenly noticed something beautiful, a mural, a small shop, a tree in bloom that you had never seen before? This is the essence of exploration, the ability to find wonder, even in what seems ordinary. C. Traveling through stories, the journeys of the imagination. Not every journey requires movement. Some of the greatest travels happen through the mind, through books, through films, through conversations that transport us to places we have never been. A book can take you to ancient Rome, to the peaks of the Himalayas, to the streets of Paris, all without leaving your chair. A film can show you lives you have never lived, emotions you have never felt, and cultures you have never known. A conversation with someone from another place, another background, another generation can be a journey in itself. The most well-traveled people are not always those who have seen the most places, but those who have absorbed the most perspectives. A person who continuously seeks to learn, who listens with curiosity, who asks questions and absorbs answers. That is a person with a mind that never stops moving. The lasting beauty of an adventurous spirit. Some may say, I am too old to travel. But is travel truly about age, or is it about spirit? A person who continues to explore, whether through physical journeys, intellectual curiosity, or simple daily discoveries, remains forever young. An adventurous spirit is magnetic. Those who are excited about life, about learning, about experiencing new things, radiate energy that draws others in. An adventurous spirit is fearless. To step into the unknown, to embrace change, to welcome new experiences, this is the mark of a soul that refuses to be confined by time. An adventurous spirit is inspiring. People admire those who continue to seek, to question, to discover. They see in them a reminder that life does not end at a certain age. It only deepens. So ask yourself, when was the last time you tried something new? When was the last time you saw a place with fresh eyes? When was the last time you allowed yourself to feel the thrill of discovery? Because here is the truth. The most attractive people are those who remain curious, who continue to embrace the world with open arms. And if you are one of them, then you are not just living, You are experiencing. You are not just existing. You are exploring. You are a rare gem. Stay with us as we continue uncovering more ways to cultivate an extraordinary life at any age. The journey is just beginning. There are two kinds of legacies we leave behind: the things we accumulate and the things we cultivate. The former fades with time. The latter lives on in the hearts of those we touch, in the lives we inspire, and in the seeds we plant, both in nature and in people. At 65, 70, or 80, true attractiveness is not found in the reflection of a mirror, but in the life force we nurture within ourselves and others. It is found in the quiet patience of tending to a garden, in the warmth of sharing wisdom, in the joy of seeing something grow because of the care we have given it. Have you ever watched the way a gardener tends to their plants, not with haste, but with attention, with understanding, with love? Have you ever seen the way a wise mentor listens, not to reply, but to truly hear, to guide, to uplift? These are the qualities that make a person unforgettable, not just for how they live, but for how they help others live. Let us explore how these two profound acts, connecting with nature and sharing wisdom, make you not only more attractive, but truly irreplaceable. 5. Connecting with nature, through gardening and a love for plants. A garden is more than soil and seeds. It is a reflection of patience, care, and devotion. Those who nurture the earth understand that life moves in cycles, that beauty takes time, and that real growth comes not from force, but from gentle persistence. There is a certain quiet dignity in those who love nature. They do not seek attention, yet they draw admiration. They do not demand, yet they receive abundantly. They understand the secret that many overlook, that in giving life to something else, we find life within ourselves. A gardening, the art of cultivating life. To plant a seed is to believe in tomorrow. It is an act of hope, a commitment to nurturing something beyond the present moment. Gardening teaches patience. A flower does not bloom because we demand it to. It blooms in its own time, under the right conditions. In a world that rushes, gardening reminds us to slow down, to trust the process, to embrace the beauty of waiting. Gardening brings peace. There is something profoundly healing about touching the earth, feeling the sun on your skin, hearing the rustling of leaves. Science confirms what the heart already knows. Nature calms the mind, reduces stress, and fills the soul with quiet joy. Gardening is a legacy. The trees you plant today may provide shade for someone you will never meet. The flowers you grow may bring joy to a passerby. The simple act of tending to life leaves a mark that outlasts us. Have you ever noticed how a garden reflects its gardener? A person who nurtures life, who appreciates the cycles of nature, who understands that all things bloom in their own time. That is a person of deep wisdom, and deep wisdom is always attractive. But nature is not the only thing we cultivate. There is another kind of garden, one that exists in the minds and hearts of those we guide. 6. Sharing wisdom and inspiring others, becoming a mentor and a guide. There is a saying, a society grows great when old men plant trees in whose shade they shall never sit. But what if those trees are not made of wood and leaves? What if they are made of knowledge, of guidance, of lessons passed from one generation to the next? At this stage of life, you hold something invaluable. Experience. You have seen, felt, endured, and understood things that younger generations cannot yet grasp. And when you share that wisdom, you do more than teach. You shape the future. The power of a mentor. Why your words matter. A lifetime of experience is a treasure chest. But what good is treasure if it remains buried? When you share your knowledge, you give a gift that outlasts money, possessions, or status. Wisdom prevents others from making the same mistakes. The road of life is full of pitfalls. A guiding word, a simple warning, an encouragement at the right time can save someone years of hardship. Wisdom strengthens families and communities. A grandparent who tells stories, who listens, who shares insights creates bonds that last for generations. A neighbor who offers advice, a friend who provides perspective. These are the pillars of strong relationships. Wisdom gives purpose. Many people search for meaning in their later years, wondering what their role is now. The answer is simple: to be a lighthouse for those still navigating the storm. A person who shares their wisdom is not just respected. They are remembered. Their words echo long after they are gone, shaping lives in ways they may never see. B. The quiet strength of a true teacher. Some believe that teaching requires a classroom, a title, a formal setting. But the greatest lessons in life are taught in ordinary moments, over a cup of tea, during a walk, in a simple conversation filled with insight. A single piece of advice can change a life. A young person struggling with a decision, a friend lost in uncertainty, a grandchild unsure of their path, all can be shaped by the wisdom of someone who has walked before them. A mentor does not dictate. They guide. True wisdom is not in telling others what to do, but in helping them see for themselves. The best teachers do not provide answers. They ask the right questions. A mentor is a bridge between generations. In a world that moves fast, where technology replaces face-to-face connection, a mentor is a reminder of something deeper, a presence, a steady hand, a source of grounding wisdom. Have you ever seen someone's face light up when they understand a truth you shared? Have you ever felt the deep satisfaction of knowing your words helped someone find clarity, hope, or strength? If so, you already know. This is one of the most meaningful roles a person can have. The timeless beauty of those who cultivate life. Some may ask, what makes a person truly attractive in their later years? The answer is not in physical appearance, but in presence. A person who nurtures life, whether in a garden or in the mind of another, has a glow that cannot be dimmed. A nurturing soul is magnetic. Those who care, who give, who inspire, draw others to them effortlessly. A nurturing soul is fulfilled. There is no greater joy than seeing something grow because of the love you have given it. A nurturing soul is immortal. Gardens flourish long after the gardener is gone. Wisdom echoes long after the teacher is silent. So ask yourself, have you planted something that will outlive you? Have you shared something that will shape the future? Have you left behind not just a name, but a legacy of life, love, and wisdom? Because here is the truth. The most attractive people are not those who seek attention, but those who give attention to life, to knowledge, to others. And if you are one of them, then you are not just living. You are leaving something behind. You are not just existing. You are inspiring. You are a rare gem. Thank you for being here, for seeking wisdom, for being part of a world that still values growth, beauty, and deep connection. Stay with us as we continue uncovering more ways to cultivate an extraordinary life at any age. The journey is just beginning.